And is cow's urine the key to good health?
Cow doesn't need it anymore. Why do I need it?
Have you ever wondered how non-Western medicine works? Or indeed, if it works? For most of the world, a visit to the doctor looks like this. Often bizarre-looking treatments from shamans, gurus, and traditional healers. Some might call these healers witch doctors, but I want to put that label to the test. I'm Piers Gibbon, author and explorer. Good to meet you. And I'm taking 2 Americans to see if these ancient and unusual medical practices can cure their ailments. Does this medicine work? And how? We'll find out the hard way on The Witch Doctor Will See You Now. I'm in India, home to over 1 billion people, and one of the fastest growing economies in the world. But some things have stayed the same for generations. And that includes an ancient tradition of medicine. 4/5 of India's population rely on forms of holistic medicine dating back thousands of years. And these 2 volunteers want to know if it'll work for them. Joining me on my quest are Wisconsin schoolteacher Mark Lambrecht, who suffers from tinnitus and eczema.
I think there's going to be some culture shock, but that's the reason I'm going. That's how I'm going to learn.
And born and bred New Yorker Charles Rook, who runs a carpet cleaning firm. He has chronic migraines.
I've traveled outside North America. I am expecting culture shock.
They're here to see how ends Western medicine failure.
Charles, Mark, good to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you.
So we've got a big journey ahead of us. Let's get going.
Hi.
Absolutely.
So at the moment, what health issues have you got?
I suffer from migraines. I had one once for 57 days.
I've got some issues with eczema on my ankles that I've had for quite a while, and chronic tinnitus.
I've got just 1 week to find out if traditional Indian medicine could hold the secret to Mark and Charles's health problems. So I'm heading straight for our first treatment. So what I've arranged for us here is to undergo an extreme form of internal cleansing. Now, I know that sounds a little extreme, but
No, it does.
the healers who work here claim to be able to cure a lot of conditions using no drugs at all. So it could be worth it. This cleansing regime is rooted in the ancient Indian tradition of yoga. But it's not a side of yoga most Westerners know. It's called yogic cleansing, and it treats illness by purifying the body. It's said to help many conditions, including asthma, depression, bronchitis, and more importantly, migraines and tinnitus.
This is really scary. Really scary to sit here and listen for something that's supposed to be good for us. This is tough.
This sounds like a place of torture. This doesn't sound like a place of morning happiness. This is like college all over again.
Our first treatment involves using a rubber pipe to clear the nasal passage. We'll be in the hands of respected yoga master Yogi G. So we're here for our morning cleansing.
ये प्राकृतिक चिकित्सा की शुद्धि क्रिया सटकर्म नेति जल नेति and rubber नेति.
It sounds quite a little bit like torture.
Yeah, शुद्धि क्रिया relaxation nose sinus problem brain problem eye तो ये शुद्धि क्रिया करने से वो शरीर की गले के ऊपर की जो भी प्रॉब्लम हो वो निकल जाती है इससे.
The basic principle is we do all of this and then no problem. Yogi G thinks migraines and tinnitus can be caused by sinus problems, and this is believed to stimulate nerves in the sinuses to relieve problems in the head. To lubricate the nasal passage for the treatment ahead, he drops a dollop of clarified butter into the nose.
Stand up.
It's not so much as he puts it in your nose, it's when you take that deep breath in and it goes all the way and starts dripping to the back of your throat. It's an unpleasant flavor.
Deep breathe.
Deep breathe.
Deep breathe.
Deep breathe through your nose. Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
If you put some broccoli up there. My children try to put things up their nose, and this is going to make it difficult for me to tell them not to.
Mark and Charles seem skeptical, but I'm curious whether it'll clear my sinuses.
It's warm.
Stand up. जिससे साइनस की प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, एलर्जी प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, वो एलर्जी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व.
So I've had my nose opened with a little bit of ghee, sort of buttery, fatty feeling up here, and it smells kind of strange to me.
I'm having this cranial sensation of a big tub of movie popcorn butter, but
That's not what you normally do in the morning. The next step is to clean the nostrils with warm, salty water.
Good. आराम से. अब good. आराम से.
the salt water through the nose, it wasn't unpleasant, and afterwards, it actually feels good.
And next, the rubber pipe.
जब हम रबड़ नीति करते हैं, नाक से डाल के मुंह से लागते हैं, तो ब्रेन में जो पल्स सेल्स हो जाते हैं, तो जो कैविटी से वो बाहर निकल के सारा प्रदूषण निकल जाता बाहर और माइग्रेन प्रॉब्लम ठीक हो जाती. डीप ब्रीथ, ओके? रिलैक्स. रिलैक्स.
My son will be very proud of me.
पूरा रिलैक्स. नोज डीप ब्रीथ. ब्यूटीफुल. आराम से. गहरा. डीप रिलैक्स. बस. ब्यूटीफुल. आ जाइए. अब यहाँ पे घुमाइए आगे पीछे. 10 राउंड.
This method has been used for centuries to help clear excess mucus from the sinuses.
1, 9, 8, 9, 10.
Pull it out.
Pipe. Boss, pipe, boss.
That's pretty intense. I mean, it really is pretty intense. When it gets in the back of your throat, you have your normal gag reflex, and then he sticks his fingers into your mouth to pull it out. As doctors should say, you're going to have some minor discomfort.
Do you think it's going to make any difference to your migraines?
I tell you, that's so intense that my tension level was so high that it could start a migraine.
Something like this, if I'm going to say I don't think it works, I guess I should experience it first.
Brave man. Thank you.
Oh.
Tube him up. The nose and ear are intimately connected, and Yogi G believes cleaning the nasal passage can have a knock-on effect on Mark's tinnitus. 45-year-old history teacher Mark has had constant ringing in his ears for 2 years.
The tinnitus just literally one day just started. Woke up and it was there. My ears ring 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
And that's not his only health problem.
I've had the eczema for roughly 15 years. It's only on my ankles. If I don't use my ointments regularly, it's quite severe. I don't buy into most alternative or extreme medical practices, but I'm absolutely open to be proven wrong.
Deep breathe, nose. The pura mouth. Okay, very beautiful. Wow. Okay?
Okay.
See any benefits immediately to that?
Yeah, my father would have beat me for doing something like that. I don't know. That's pretty intense.
This one I don't get. I don't get it.
I'm flossing your nose. You're flossing your nose.
I floss my teeth, right? I mean, there's stuff in there, and you floss your teeth, and that makes sense to me. I'm pretty sure most of what's in here I can get out on my own. I don't think it needs to be forcibly ejected.
So far, Mark and Charles aren't convinced. But this is a holistic system which cures illness by treating the whole body. So now we need to remove the toxins from our stomachs, and Yogi G's preparing a rather unusual treatment.
पूरे पेट की सफाई हो गई और शरीर का शुद्धिकरण करके प्राण एनर्जी का लेवल बढ़ जाता है।
This is one of the most bizarre treatments I've ever seen. It involves swallowing 6.5 feet of gauze to absorb any excess phlegm, mucus and bile from the stomach. Yogi G claims this will balance the natural chemistry of Mark and Charles's bodies.
I don't think I can do that.
I just don't believe that he can do that. It's extraordinary. The fact that he is just suppressing that gag reflex and actually just swallowing it all down. Very impressive.
The next stage involves churning the stomach, rubbing the gauze on the stomach wall to remove impurities, then pulling the soiled gauze out. It's an extremely advanced form of yogic cleansing, and I'm really not sure how my two volunteers are going to manage with this one.
Oh, so I get it now. So now you have to drink all the water, and then you're going to throw up. Okay.
The treatment's complete when you vomit the impurities.
Oh, man.
Eye, nose, ear, lips, problem solved. Chal, welcome bas dhoti.
Okay, here we go.
Yogi G believes that removing toxins from Charles's stomach will help his migraines. I have no idea how this could work, but I do know that migraines occur when there's a sudden change in the levels of a chemical called serotonin in the brain. And 80% of serotonin is produced in the gut. So there could be a connection.
You're doing good, man.
Unfortunately, Charles can't complete the treatment.
There's no way that you can do this, I don't think, as a first-timer, to take it and swallow this thing all the way down.
This procedure is believed to be good for general health, so Mark tries it too. All 6.5 feet of it.
Slowly, slowly. Beautiful. तालियां यार इसको मैं बहुत धन्यवाद दे रहा हूँ कमाल करती थी ना हुआ अब स्लोली आउट धीरे धीरे वेरी स्लोली हाँ स्लोली इससे कहना भैया ये घर पे नहीं गिरती फिर वापस आते वेरी गुड तालियां पुल्ला अब तक 20,000 व्यक्तियों को मैंने बस धोती कराई है लेकिन पहला मैन ऐसा निकला जिसने पहली बार पहले ही पूरी बेबस धोती कर ली इसलिए very beautiful very happy.
It'd be interesting to see if Mark actually gets any medical benefits from that treatment. I suspect that Mark himself is very doubtful that it will do anything. Which makes it even more impressive that he, went for it and actually completed the whole procedure. Impressive man.
The fact that I was able to do the whole thing, to me, come all the way out here, I get the entire experience, and now I can't say I think, I can say I know.
With the day's cleaning complete, it's time for a vegetarian meal designed to keep the gut cleansed.
You're enjoying the food?
I'm enjoying the food very much.
Oh, they're enjoying it very much.
He's a little bit unsure about it.
And the therapy doesn't end with dinner.
Please sleep by 10 p.m. positively. So I guess they're kind of serious.
It's day 2, and I'm taking Charles to the oldest part of Delhi, where its poorest citizens come to seek cures for ailments, including migraines.
I'm taking you to an open-air clinic where they use a technique that is thousands of years old. Now, it may look a bit gruesome, but they say they can cure migraines.
This makeshift clinic treats a range of conditions by slashing the body's veins with razor blades. They believe the cure for disease is flushing out impure blood. From arthritis to asthma, heart problems to hypertension, hundreds of people come here every week and pay just 80 cents, hoping that being bled will improve their health.
You know what? I was asked, would I be ready for something like this? This is like incredible. You know, by Western standards, this is scary.
At first sight, this looks alien, barbaric, but if you are born in this place and you believe that impure blood causes diseases, this makes perfect sense. This is quite an extreme treatment. Are you really up for it?
I don't know. You know, I go to a doctor's office and it smells antiseptic. You come here and it smells like a barnyard. So there is, you know, the back of my mind's going, run, run.
It takes a lot to scare 57-year-old Charles.
I've been involved in the martial arts for 30 years. So I work out a couple times a week.
But he's been hampered by chronic headaches.
Migraines have a massive impact on my life. The quality of my life goes down. I mean, when you get a migraine, it knocks you out for days. You lose those days. It's not like you're going to get them back.
Desperate for relief, he's been forced to look elsewhere.
When I get a really bad migraine, when it's really intense, I would be willing for you to take an axe and split it in my skull and open up my skull and air it, because maybe that will make me feel better.
I want Charles to meet Surendabir Singh, a fellow migraine sufferer who swears by bloodletting.
I'm here because I suffer from migraines, and I'm hoping to find some sort of a relief or maybe even a cure.
2 महीने इनके पास आया तो मेरे सर में बहुत फर्क आराम मिला मेरे को हाँ वो लगातार कंटिन्यूस 7-8 साल तक ये सिस्टम चलता रहा तो अब मेरा एक विश्वास है मैं इनके पास आता रहता हूँ.
I mean, that sounds kind of really amazing that bloodletting has cured you.
आप विश्वास से मेरे कहने पे विश्वास करके एक दफ़ा करा के देखिए आपको आराम मिलेगा. जैसे मेरा विश्वास बना है वैसे आपका विश्वास बनेगा भी ऐसा भी होता है.
I really don't know if Charles is going to do this, and I can totally understand where he's coming from. I mean, this is so different from any kind of healthcare system he's used to.
Decision time for Charles.
So, are you going to do it?
Well, you know, I was just talking with a local gentleman. He insists that he cured his migraines. He had them for 13 years. I don't see how, but I'm going to give it a shot, you know?
The bloodletter first restricts Charles's blood flow to make it easier to find his veins. He uses a new razor blade on each patient. He uses disinfectant on himself, Charles, and the area around them to avoid cross-contamination.
Ooh, right in the vein.
So, Charlie, how does that feel?
You really don't feel it. Although right now my foot is like getting tingly from loss of blood.
To me, this looks archaic, but bloodletting was performed routinely in the West for almost 2,000 years. It was dismissed in the 19th century as having no medical benefit.
Where am I going? There. It really was not painful other than being wrapped really tight. The bleeding stopped pretty quick. You know, it's weird though, is when before they go to wash your foot, you pick your foot up and there's that pool of blood, of your blood, and then they pour the water on, it just gently flows down. It's a great feeling.
It's unfair to judge success on just one treatment because people come dozens of times before claiming to see any benefit. But I get the impression that Charles wants to believe in an alternative to Western medicine.
I'm hoping. That's all I can do is I'm hoping for the best. I can't say I think it's going to work. I'm not saying it's not going to work. I'm just going to keep my mind completely open, and I'll let it go from there.
Now I need to crack on with finding a cure for Mark's tinnitus.
So, yeah, some of your treatments have been a bit of a rough ride. So I'm taking you to see a doctor who just uses soothing oils to treat tinnitus.
Dr. Anisha thinks Mark's tinnitus can be treated by pouring 2 gallons of medicated oil on his head, which is believed to penetrate the scalp and repair nerve endings.
I have no idea how having 2 gallons of oil sitting on your head is supposed to clear up tinnitus. I don't get it.
So can you cure tinnitus?
Tinnitus, according to modern science as well as our science, is not something which is curable completely. But you can give a relief to the patient, at least with that constant ringing feeling that he has.
I've never seen a treatment like this before. How does it feel, Mark?
The hat is squeezing my head. My head's throbbing a little bit. I can hear my ears ringing inside the cotton. But I mean, I know it's not supposed to work immediately.
You won't get an immediate relief. You'll have to take it for a course, say a week, 2 weeks, in order to show some kind of a benefit. It's not like, you pop a pill and you get the effect then and there.
So now you've had the earplugs taken out and the treatment's over. Are you still experiencing tinnitus?
It hasn't gone away, and to be fair, the doctor said it wouldn't go away. And you have said honestly that it might or might not work, and I really appreciate that. And so it's something that I would probably be willing to give a try if I had access to it.
Although they haven't had any positive results yet, the guys are throwing themselves at their experience in India. And can a healthy dose of enthusiasm to get them through the next treatments.
Take my clothes off and lie in the grave. That's something I can honestly say I've never heard before.
Yogi G's prepared a sand bath for Mark. He says it will sweat out the toxins he believes are creating his eczema.
मिट्टी में लेट जाइए शवासन डेड बॉडी हेड और लेग
I don't even want to have to know what this is like.
head
I'm not sure how this might work because sand is known to aggravate eczema.
When you said sand bath, I was envisioning something completely different.
So how long do we have to bury him for?
15 minutes
15 minutes only. You can handle it.
Ooh, yes, that is cold.
Meanwhile, to help his migraines, Charles is also trying a therapy which uses nothing but natural elements. Mud has astringent properties and, like the sand, is meant to draw out the toxins believed to cause his migraines.
It is weird to have this much mud on your body, especially growing up with all the time. If you went out to play, it was, take a shower, you're dirty. And here I am actually putting mud on my body, my face, between my cheeks. Okay.
Charles must relax in the baking sun for 20 minutes until the mud dries.
So how does this compare to your normal eczema treatment?
Well, yeah, I mean, normally I just screw open the jar and put it on. There's a little less work involved. This is definitely more labor-intensive.
Yogi G advises Mark to do this for 21 days.
If you had to guess now, would you think it's doing you any good or not?
I do feel, by my ankle, it feels like it's burning a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Now, whether it's actually healing my eczema or not, I'm still highly doubting it.
I think as a Western medicine, we can take a quick pill and we take care of it. This takes a lot of time. But if these processes work, then I don't have to take anything. It could be a better alternative, which is what I'm hoping for and looking for.
Minutes Mark's ends. They douse his eczema with water infused with leaves from neem tree, natural antihistamine.
It's been a few hours now since we buried Mark in sand for his eczema, so I just want to find out if it's done anything.
Has it made any difference?
No, actually I think it aggravated it a little bit, and I have no idea whether that was from the soil itself or the neem leaves. You know, the swelling went down, but it's a lot more painful, and right now it's pretty tender, you know?
So we can say for you, the sand bath has just simply not worked.
I've learned a lot, and one of the things I've learned is that it doesn't work.
With Mark's eczema flaring up, I need an urgent solution. There's a few doctors in this city who specialize in treating skin conditions like yours, but this one has some special little helpers.
Oh.
Dr. Gupta believes he can help Mark with a treatment dating back 3,000 years, using these blood-sucking critters. Leeches. Their saliva has healing properties, which I'm hoping might reduce the inflammation.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta.
Hi, please.
Hello there.
So the leech, it sucks the impure blood from the area, and that's how the wound heals. She was having a dry eczema over this patch and in the legs. So I have been treating her for the last 2 months. Previously the patch was big and it was oozing, and now it is nearby completely healed.
So, Mark, leeches is a pretty novel way of treating skin disorders. Do you think you might give it a try?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little odd, but it's not something completely out of the blue, you know, it's been done before. So yeah, I'll give it a try. Let's go.
There we go, it's latching on.
Boy.
That's the one.
Dr. Gupta uses new leeches for every patient to prevent blood-borne diseases. Scientific studies have found that leech's saliva contains a substance called Urine, which stops blood clots. And it's thought to help skin conditions by restoring circulation to the affected area.
Are you feeling any pain?
I can feel his body wiggling on my foot, but no pain. I felt a tiny itch at first, and now there's nothing.
How much blood can one leech suck up?
One leech can suck up to 10 to 15 ml of the blood.
So that's 2 or 3 teaspoons full of blood.
Yes.
Once the leech has done its job, the doctor sprinkles turmeric to remove it from the patient. It also forces what's believed to be impure blood out from the leech, so it can be used again.
And with skin disorders and the leeches, you know, what approximately is your success rate where it never comes back after just 6 or 7 sessions?
Nearly 70% of the cases, we get very good results.
70%?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Really interested to see the results.
Definitely.
Thank you.
My ankle is feeling fine, there's no pain, but there seems to be a difference. It seems to be a little flatter, a little less rashed. I mean, I'll have to see what it does later, but right off the bat, it seemed to have some effect. This is sort of what I was looking for, something to make me think. Sure, I would probably try it again.
So far, Mark and Charles have tried all the treatments I've lined up for them. But I'm getting the impression they're not really buying into their experience of Indian medicine.
Where are you at in terms of your belief or non-belief in this way of life and this system of medicine?
Well, as of now, I haven't found anything for the migraines, but